Hey, hi guys. So I thought, because I'm actually advertising my Google AdSense website at the moment and sending traffic there, I thought I'm actually sharing with you guys that I have set up a Google Ads campaign and a Google Ads account, but I'm actually not showing you how I've set it up, like the Google Ads campaign. I'll let you figure out the Google Ads sign up process because it's just putting into Google Ads sign up or Google Ads login, and then basically just log in and follow the prompts basically. So I think it's not too hard, but I might even make a video on that because it's sometimes nice to just have a walkthrough through a tool, right? But in this case, I want to focus on Google Ads campaigns. I've chosen this because I think it's the best in terms of targeting. So I can exactly say what I want to target, which kind of audience I want to target. So I have a lot of room there. If I want to go down this track, I could even do a keyword targeting. In this case, I'm still doing a display campaign, which is quite loose and is basically going to the entire population, really. The reason in this case is because I feel the product that I'm offering is actually a product that can be used or can be of interest to a 18 or 19-year-old one, or even younger, perhaps, but let's say 18, 19 years, because I'm targeting from 18 years on or 19 or what the standard is in Google Ads, up to 65 plus, because I think everybody has an interest in that product to some degree, like some people more, some less, but it's not really an age thing, my product that I'm offering. So I thought of going with a display campaign for now, and it's also cheap. And I haven't added specific audiences or something like that. But let me just walk you through a campaign setup. So this is kind of like the new interface of Google Ads again. It looked differently just 2 months ago. You could still roll back to the old version, but you can't anymore. But that's okay. That's how it changes, right? So once you're in this section here, as you can see, you have your overview section here, and you have other stuff here as well. And then you have your campaign section here, right? So let me just go in there to the campaigns again, and let's just set up a campaign here. So a new campaign. I'm just going to replicate the display campaign, what I did. So usually I just click create a campaign without the goals guidance because I know Google Ads pretty well. I know what to do. You could maybe choose that or something. But if you select one of these other ones, in the next step, it will give you less options. If you select this one here, you still have all options. So I usually go with that. As you can see, search, performance max, demand gen, display, shopping, video, and app. So I went with this one here, display campaign, right? I could maybe try performance max later down the track, but I think I have more control on this one at this stage. And I don't want actually Google to create some image. I mean, I could upload images as well, but I feel like for performance max, you should upload a couple of them. So it works pretty well. And the algorithm to test things. I'm just going to really basic. Yeah, let's not overcomplicate anything. Just want to get some traffic there with a lot of control, basically. That's what I want at this stage. So this one here. So I click display. I could add a goal here. So what does it say? Engagements, YouTube posted. Okay. One inactive conversion action, YouTube channels, no recent conversions, whatever that is. I'm not going to go with that anyway. Or can I deselect it? Oh, I can't. Okay. That's a shame. Anyway, I wouldn't have gone with that one. Otherwise, I could cancel it, but I'm not going to use this campaign anyway. Or you want me maybe to cancel it so it's like a clean thing? Let's do that. Let's go back here. Let's go to campaigns. Let's set up a new one. New campaign. Create a campaign without the goals guidance. Display. And now I'm going to disregard this. Continue. So it's going to load. It's going to tell me the website that I should put in. I could put in a website, like my website. Usually I would do that, but in this case, I'm not going to do it because I did that anyway before. So, but for you, if you have a website that you want to promote, put that in here. What does it say here? This step helps customize your campaign setup, to focus on settings and features that can help you get the customer actions that matter most to your business. So it's kind of like if you add that in there and it's probably, let's say, an e-commerce site, then as it seems, Google can kind of recognize that and it will kind of, set certain settings and features Maybe it would put the campaign to conversion, maximize conversions or something, or maximize conversion value or something automatically because it knows that's usually the goal there. That's kind of what it is. But you don't even have to do it, you know. It's just like a little bit of help, right? Okay, let's go to continue. Campaign name, display 2, that's okay for me. It's gonna go ahead here. Okay, it's just loading now. And as you can see here now, there are the territories that you could add. So let's put the United States here because that's what I'm actually targeting at the moment as well. So a big country, right? So I have to be cautious because you can spend a lot of money there very, very quickly. Then this one is always an interesting one. So it asks you, you know, what type of audience you want to include to see those ads in the US. So who in the USA should see your ads? So it gives you two options. If they're present or interested. People in, regularly in, or who have shown interest in your included locations. Of course, Google says you is recommended, right? Because even somebody who just, you know, is searching for, I don't know, your product, let's say your keyword, plus a city or, you know, has some kind of interest um, in your product, but the person, like it says here, right, or who have shown interest in your included locations, right? So even if you're outside of the US and you have interest in those included locations, or interest in those in this product, then you will still serve the ad. So it could happen that somebody out of, I don't know, from France sees your ad, although you're targeting the US, or from Mexico or whatever. I don't want that. I usually go with that. People in or regularly in your included locations. This could also mean somebody, a businessman, businesswoman who's traveling a lot from, I don't know, Brazil to the US would still see the ad, but that's okay because they're regularly there. So I'm not too bothered about that. It's usually not a very high amount, I would say, usually, but it can add up in summertime. I've seen when people are even traveling and, you know, holiday season is, it goes up actually and then goes down again. Language, yeah, I leave it on English. I think I've selected that even. You could even, so the thing here is if somebody's browser language is English, then he will see the ad. If his browser language is not English, but let's say Mexican or Spanish, Mexican, Spanish, and he lives in the US, then he won't see the ads. And then you have less of an audience. Well, you could do both, right? I mean, you could even deselect it and keep it to everyone. The thing for me is the US is so big. I just want to focus on those where I'm certain that they have a browser language in English and they actually know English well, because otherwise I might target a Spanish person in the US who probably speaks English but not very well, maybe. Maybe they don't understand certain words that I'm putting in my ad text. And then, you know, I'm not doing the best for my ads. I would maybe go with all languages if I have a very niche product, or audience, sorry. Like I target a specific postal code or something, then I want to maybe get, you know, all people, target to all people there, because otherwise I would maybe target, I don't know, 20,000 people, and that wouldn't be a lot or something, you know. That's my thinking behind that. You got some more settings here, like ad rotation. You just keep that ad schedule. We're not bothering about that. So that means people can see the ad all day long, irrespectively of the time. I don't really bother with that. Usually Google optimizes their ads and shows them at the time where they can maximize your goal. If you have a goal, I'm not bothered with this at this stage. Devices, yes, can be on all devices. There might be like certain devices that are not as successful. Like sometimes, you know, tablet, people could be more like browsing but not converting. Desktop, they might convert. Mobile, they don't convert. You can change that, but you need data for that to make decisions. Probably 500 clicks or something, or 1,000 to actually, you know, make a decision on that. Dynamic ads, no, there's no dynamic ads, no data feed. Start and end dates, yeah, you could select that, right? 21st till maybe you want to run it a month or week or day or whatever. And then content exclusion, this one is an important one. This one is one of the most important ones, I think, for display ads. Usually what I do is I'm removing all like I'm removing the platforms, the websites where the ads are showing that have any mentions about sensitive content or content types in here. So usually I do this. So I exclude, right? Oops. Yeah, that's what I usually do. And then I run it on these platforms here. I think they are the most suitable ones and they work well. These ones here, I don't know. You could test it, but I don't like, just from moral perspective, I don't want to show my ads there. And I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable. Also don't want to get a negative association with the ad. So let's say I have an ad there, I'm on a page, I don't know, that's very negative or something, in which kind ever. People see that ad over there, they might associate it in a negative light as well. Maybe, I don't know if that's really true, but it's just my thinking. Then more settings down here. Ah, we did that already. Then you go to next, and then yeah, set your average daily budget for this campaign. You would set that maybe to $1 or $5 or $10. I'm just going with €1 in this case. That's enough for me. Just testing stuff, right? And then this is a fun one, the bidding, right? So it tells you what do you want to focus on, right? Conversions, right? Most people want to have conversions for e-commerce stores, especially, and also for lead generation, right? In my case, I just want to have traffic for now. I just want to see how it interacts, and then I'll refine it later on. The fun part here is, as you can see, these ones are just conversions, conversion value. So these ones are for e-commerce stores. Conversions could be also for lead generation business, but conversion value is usually for an e-commerce store, right, where you have some revenue. Conversion value is just another word for revenue. I don't know why they say it. Bing says it, they don't, but anyhow. Viewable impressions, somebody's seeing your ad. So as you can see here, when a user sees 50% of your ad or more for 1 second, right, then that's kind of like the bidding. And then you're also being charged usually by that, right? I don't want that. I've never really used it. And even the 50% I don't like. Somebody sees 50% of my ad, really? That's not enough. And for 1 second, that's a viewable impression. I don't know. I don't like that. I'm paying for that. So not a friend of that. So what you have to do, I would recommend go down here. This is a little bit hidden, right? Also like the bid strategy directly, not recommended. Well, not recommended, but it might be the best option for my business, not for Google. So, and if you go here, you have this one here, maximize clicks, for example, right? That's what I like for traffic. If you just want to run traffic to your page and you don't really care yet how this traffic really converts, you might not have any tracking set up yet, you can't actually measure conversions yet, then maybe just to help the algorithm, or the algorithm, basically the pixel, the Google Ads. No, I don't even have a pixel. Just probably help Google, to just send traffic there and see how it behaves. And then for myself also see what Google comes up with in terms of what traffic, how well it's, um, how good the quality of the traffic is, I guess. Once you have a conversion goal, like a click or a download or a purchase, of course, I would go with maximize conversions. That's logic, because then the algorithm focuses on the right people that actually take these steps on your website. The issue with maximize clicks is it's basically just Google is trying to promote your ads to people that like clicking ads. That like clicking ads. That's it. But there's nothing behind that, like the next step, like if they like buying your product, if they have interest in your product, nothing. Mientos. There's nothing about that. It's just about people clicking your ads and landing on your page. But I'm going to go for that. Of course, this one is way cheaper than maximize conversions. You can maybe sometimes even pay like 10 or 20% for a click that you pay from a conversion. Say you pay €1 for that, or $1 for that. You might pay 10 cents or 20 cents for this. Quality is less good, but sometimes, you need the clicks rather than the conversions. It depends really on the model. Usually the maximized conversions is the holy grail. You go after target return ad spend or maximize conversions or maximize conversion value, one of those three. I usually go for this one here for e-commerce stores, but we're not running this at the moment. So maximize clicks is my option. And then the fun part here is set a maximum cost per click bid limit. Yep, I'm going to do that. And this is whatever it is. In my case, initially it was, I think, 0. Oops, yeah, 0.5. I think that's what I put in there. Yeah, 0.5. Right, okay. Anyhow, I'm just wondering really quickly. Sorry, I missed that. You see, that's so hidden. I clicked on that. I just thought about that. Yeah, actually, I didn't use maximize clicks because this is an automated bidding strategy. See this? You hardly see that. You have to scroll down. This is the one that I want to use. So this was an old bidding strategy, like 4 years ago. Maybe you still used it, or 5 years ago, but it has been, updated by the more sophisticated automated bidding strategies where Google has more capability of deciding on the CPC, on the cost, on the click price basically, and manual CPC is more where I decide how much I pay. And this one, sorry, I have to take that back, what I said before. This one I would recommend to get started because you have heaps of control. You could go into this one here and then you can set a big cap, right? You could do that. If you want to be cautious, you just set that. That's okay, I guess. But if you want to have even more control and use this strategy, I think it's a good strategy in certain cases. To be honest, maybe in my accounts, maybe 5% of the time I've been using this, 5%. 90% target return on ad spend, maybe 5% max conversion value or max conversions. That's kind of like the ratio how I've been using it. So as you can see, this one 90% and max conversion value, max conversions, and manual CPC, another 10% in total. So max 5%. Sometimes I don't even use it at all in an account, but yeah, that's a different story. So manual CPC, go to next. Optimize targeting setup for you, which I don't really like. I'm not sure if you can still deselect it. In the past you could. If you go in here, audience segments, now you can choose, right, which audience segment you want to target, want to focus on. So you can search for, as it says already, technology. Let's try that, what it comes up with. Gives you this, right? Whatever it is, business professionals. You can just Google that, put it in the search bar here, and then just see it. Then you got browse, which kind of shows you certain audience segments in terms of affinity audience, demographic, just demographics, for example, in market, so meaning people that are in the market to buy a product. You can segment by your own data. For example, if they, not your own data, I mean, if they, for example, added the product to the cart or whatever, what do they show? Okay, I don't even have anything in there because I don't have any goals. But if you would have some events, you could add those, your combined audience segments. So this is a combination of two audiences, segment name. So you could match any of these segments, whatever that is, technology or whatever. Let's say tech. Yeah, so that's an affinity audience, as you can see, and then narrow your segment by something. Must also, so an end condition, it has to have technology in there. The audience has to be a friend of technology and assigned this affinity audience, and it should also have something else, whatever you want to do there. You could say demographics, or let's say parents, for example, parents, whatever it is. I don't want to do that here. Let's do marital, do married, right? Only married people, because your product is maybe, I don't know, travel for families or whatever. I don't know. Nah, that wouldn't make sense. Technology, and I can't even think about an example here. Anyway, that's another audience that I'm not going to do here. And then you got optimized targeting. Yeah, but I think you can't deselect it anymore. No, you can't. Yeah. In the past, I'm pretty sure you could deselect it somewhere or toggle it to something. You can't anymore. Anyhow, or maybe it's on the next page. I can't remember. Anyhow, optimized targeting. Yeah. Next. Okay, let's go next. Yeah, that's where the ad setup starts. In progress. Responsive display ad. Okay, so a responsive display ad is an ad where I upload an image with a certain dimension, as you can see here, right? A logo. You could also upload a video and headlines. I think 5 headlines and a couple of descriptions, maybe 5 as well. I can't remember. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 of those and maybe 10 of the headlines. 3, 4, 5. No, 5. 5 headlines, 5 descriptions, 1 long headline, and a few other things down here. A call to action button if you want to have that automated or whatever you want to have. There, book now, apply now, blah blah blah. Right. That's it, basically your business name and then the URL. In my case, yeah, then the good thing is for this responsive display ad, it will show up on display, Gmail, and YouTube, right? So if you wanted to target those channels, cool, then that's perhaps the right way to do. If you want to be more specific on your ad creation, you go and change. See, it's a little bit hidden. You say in progress, responsive display ad, change. I want to upload a display ad. So that's quite different, right? So that's kind of like how you usually did in the old days, right? You just uploaded an image and then you ran with it. Usually you would upload the 3, 4, 5 best ad formats. Let's say, I don't know, which ones are the best ones? You got the letterboard, you got the, I can't remember the sizes, they're down here somewhere. Is it here? I think if you, I'm not sure where you can see, here's it. Is it? Here, see our image? No. There's somewhere a option where you can actually see all the images. Ported size. Yeah, here, sorry. Yeah, you click on this. As you can see, these are the sizes. Usually I would go with, so I tested a lot of images in the last couple of years. This one here is a good one, 300 times 250. Then you got your stretched letterboard one, this one here. So this is a long one, right? That's the one that's on the YouTube ads usually, down on the YouTube ads. If I would go with just a couple ones, these ones are the ones that I would choose. Then this one here, 300 times 600 is a good one. It's a bit longer, but a little bit thicker, right? Sometimes, or usually the news pages have that, like BBC and stuff. They usually have those ones. And then you got on mobile, you usually use this one here, the 320 times 50. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan. I prefer this one, the large mobile banner one, because I think this one is actually too small. Nowadays, with the smartphones, though, with the bigger phones, it might be sufficient, but maybe 3-4 years ago, before iPhone 12 and 13 and whatnot, and smaller mobile phones wasn't that handy, I think. And then you can just upload GIF, JPEG, PNG, whatever it is. You can also make it GIF is there anyway, yeah. And then you just have to watch the KB, like the image size. That's it actually. And yeah, so I would recommend uploading a image. You set your final URL, add those image sizes that you think are best. Add URL options. That's just tracking template. Don't worry about that. That's just if you have a third-party tool, you could add a custom URL here, which is being picked up by your system. If you have that, you have to think about it. You could put something like a specific URL. You have to read up on it. I also don't know exactly. I have done it a couple of times in the last couple of years, but it was usually not a big important thing, to be really honest. Cool. And then you hit next. If I hit next now, it will show an error because I haven't uploaded anything. But basically, that's it. Next. See this error here. If I would have had that now there, my ad would have been going live already. Ad creation, fix errors, yeah. And that's it. And that's how you set up an ad. And let me just go out of this here. Oops, discard this whole thing. Now go into the campaign section. So for my campaign, you can then also, after you have actually set it up and it's live, you can still tweak it. You can put the budget there. You can go in the settings in here, and then you can just, look at what it tells you. So as I said, United States, website traffic. So yeah, you can maybe change that, the conversion goal to website traffic. That's what I did in my case for now. And then the budget down here, which is important. And as you can see, I have the Manual CPC. And what else I got? Yeah, runtime 18th December, although I ran it, I think, later. And then as you can see here, I've excluded exactly what I told you. These ones you can't anymore. And that's it. I hope that was helpful. That was actually a really long video now. I didn't think about making that long. So much to tell about Google Ads. I even haven't told you. I mean, there's so much more to tell, right? But for this really basic campaign, I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, just thinking about another 2 or 3 things, but I'll share them in another video if you're keen. Let me know if you want to learn more about that Google Ads thing, Google Ads side of things, to promote your website, whatnot. Yeah, and I'll add another video. Okay, have a good day. Bye bye.